In the heart of Webster Groves, there is a place born of tradition, where victories are celebrated and memories are made. A cherished landmark that has played a vital role in the life of the community for over 7 decades. Moss Field, home of the Webster Statesmen.
The field was built on an old brickyard, and they brought in topsoil. Maybe they put 3 inches on it. But by the time I got the job, most of that 3 inches had eroded. I mean, it was not safe. It really wasn't.
It's just kind of an old school facility that you love it if you're a Webster guy, but other people kind of, wow, man, when are you guys gonna dress this thing up?
Since 1948, Moss Field has been the battleground for the orange and black, host to football, track and field, lacrosse, soccer, field hockey, cheerleading, and the spirited sounds of the Webster Groves Marching Band.
For many years, it stayed the same, but about 1979, we did raise some funds, and we put lights in the stadium. Normally, we played on Saturday afternoon, but we decided it would be safer and better for all of us to play on Friday nights.
Going in on Friday night, for me, it was electric. You know, you had a great band, music was good. It was kind of like Dodger Stadium at kickoff. You're kind of like, where is everybody? And then about 2 minutes into the game, there's a big play, you hear this big roar, and you turn around, and it's full of people.
Walking out onto Moss Field on a Friday night with those lights there, just knowing that this is the opportunity to do something big, to do something huge.
Moss Field is a special place. I think that's one reason I'm so excited to have a facility that can hopefully match the quality of kids that we put out to compete on it, not only in football, but all the other sports and activities that would use it.
Over the years, Moss Field has witnessed breathtaking moments of triumph, including 4 football state championship teams. In 2009, fans were treated to one of the most exciting moments in Webster Groves athletics history, the Miracle at Moss. On their way to a perfect season, the Statesmen found themselves on the verge of defeat in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs. Chaminade's miraculous 48-yard field goal put Webster down by 1 with time running out.
We're down by a point as we have 6.9 seconds on the last play, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to be known as the coach that blew a 14-point lead with the best team in the state. And as I'm thinking all this, we're lining up, and Michi's on our sideline, our receiver, and I look, and the corner's 5 yards away from him, which he hasn't played that close all day. And I'm like, well, that's not very smart. And I look out in the middle of the field, and there's safeties inside the hash mark. And I look at the guy next to him, and I go, we got a chance here. Snap, the ball goes back.
Looking, throwing, trying to find Robinson. He catches it. Oh, he does it. Oh, my, touchdown.
The crowd was crazy. Nobody expected it. The stadium emptied, mass celebration right there on Moss Field.
I shot right up in the stands, kissed my wife, hugged my parents, and then I got to go supervise the friendship dance that night.
37 times, Moss Field has played host to the annual Turkey Day game, the oldest high school football rivalry west of the Mississippi, an event that has become a shining example of our community spirit.
The community's abuzz, the energy that is present in the hallways leading up to Turkey Day, and usually there's a Turkey Day win.
The 2 schools, they're not identical, but they're very much alike. The 2 communities are alike. There's a lot of pride. There are a lot of people that they played in the game, their dads played in the game, and a few cases their grandfather played in the game. So that tradition is built.
There's pomp, there's circumstance, there's tradition, there's lead up in the weeks before, there's the combined dance between the 2 schools, and then on game day, the buzz, the crowd starts getting there early, which it's another level on Thanksgiving.
I had no idea what I was getting into, and I had to explain to my family in Illinois that I have this football game on Thanksgiving and I won't be home.
High school mates from 5, 10, 15, 20 years before come back to there. It's the reunion. It's the time to just see friends that you hadn't seen in a while.
You definitely feel the sense of what a special place Moss Field is because of all of the history and all of the games and all of the moments that all the different sports have had there.
However, as time has passed, neighboring schools and communities have invested in more modern facilities, leaving Moss Field feeling outdated and in need of transformation.
It's obviously had a wonderful run, but the stadium is literally crumbling.
It certainly wasn't built before we had ADA facilities. There's a lot of folks that aren't able to attend games, graduations, Special Olympics, community track meets. It's just really difficult to get in and out of.
The track, when it was built in the 40s, was cinder, not to mention the 6 lanes instead of 8. If it rained too much, we'd cancel home games or move home games away.
Going and running at the other places and seeing like the nice turf fields and the big scoreboard with the video as we ran was definitely pretty different than what we were used to.
The time has come to write a new chapter in our history. Moss Field is ready for a new era.
In our social media age, for kids, it's going to attract kids to want to participate. It's going to be a recruiting tool. Obviously, for football, we need to get kids and parents interested in playing football again. Our field hockey teams, our lacrosse teams, they're going to have a facility that they can use to host playoff games. It's really going to impact our girls' soccer program the most because Bermuda grass does not grow in the spring here. Our band would be able to practice when it's wet.
It's always a challenge to look for a space big enough for that many kids to get together outside and work on something.
Having the turf field will definitely be huge because, it'll be completely flat. There'll be no possibilities for ankle sprains or anything like that.
You could go on 10 minutes after a rain. Turf would definitely make a difference for the band to be able to practice on.
Imagine a state-of-the-art facility, modern and accessible, where future generations can create their own memories and continue our rich athletic tradition.
We've had boys and girls basketball, track teams, softball teams. They've all gone out and performed at a high level and won state championships and been in the Final Four. We want to give our kids what they deserve.
A state-of-the-art facility that will rival, if not surpass, any other school in our area or the state for that matter. Overnight, almost, it's going to be a tremendous benefit to our school.
It is a real community, and it's a community that values our school, and it's a community that has always worked to try to put forward its best.
This isn't just an investment in a field. It's an investment in our schools, our community, and most importantly, our children.
I think this facility is a prime example of how our community could come together and give our kids something that they're going to be proud of, that is going to meet their level of performance and their level of commitment. And it's a chance for us to make a commitment to them, to give them lifetime memories that when they graduate, they'll come back and do the same thing for future generations of athletes.
Join us in this journey to revitalize Moss Field, preserving our past and embracing our future. We need your support for the W.